lie beyond the rainbow. Why, oh, why can't
Hello. My name is Toby Yost, and I had the privilege of meeting Solar on a production of Anti-Maine here in 1989. I was in the 8th grade and recently introduced to the backstage world of the Croswell and to theater in general. I didn't know anything, to say the least, but Mr. Solar very kindly asked if I thought I could move scenery for the production. And that was the beginning. But it was also almost the end. During the rehearsal, I was overly eager to move my piece of scenery, an elaborate curved stairway, and to make the next scene change, and in doing so, I clipped another piece of set, completely ripping the lovingly handcrafted railing off of the stairway. In my mind, the only thing louder than the sound of the wood slowly splintering was Solar's booming voice from the back of the house, no less terrifying than God's. Then, in a split second, this wrathful force of nature surrounded, I swear to God, with a halo of flames down this aisle. From the booth to the front of the stage. He didn't use the stairs. He levitated. It could have been the end of theater for me at the time, and frankly, I thought it could have been the end of me in general. So the first lesson from Mr. Solar was responsibility for one's actions. Drive it home with a healthy dose of terror. Eric asked me to do a reading. I looked hard and long for something appropriate in describing the sheer magnitude of Mr. Solar. Something that somehow could encapsulate a life so enormous and well-lived. And in truth, I knew even before starting that this would be a near impossible challenge at very best. But after a lot of hunting, this brief quote from Orson Welles seems to sum it up. I have the terrible feeling that because I'm wearing a white beard and I'm sitting in the back of the theater, you expect me to tell the truth about something. Those are the cheap seats. It's not Mount Sinai. The very sincere modesty of Mr. Solar was, this very sincere modesty Mr. Solar was known for, it was very hard for a lot of us to take. We needed his approval. We needed his permission. We knew that an idea or a thought we passed through him was sound. And these important exchanges often happened quietly and on the periphery, on a napkin at Mr. Ed's, around a piano at the side of the stage, or standing in the back of the house. What we learned from Mr. Solar, both directly and indirectly, was incalculable and, in retrospect, often taken very much for granted. My limited scope of understanding the world before leaving college was that every community theater across the United States operated like this. Of course, that's not the case. Aside from the skills we learned, responsibility for ourselves both on and off the stage. We learned pride in what we produced. We learned that you had to get it done, whatever that meant. We learned exactly how fast a hammer or an ashtray could fly. This is one of the unexpected things I took away, and the next time I hurl an inanimate object, it will be in his honor. Those of us who were young were consistently treated with respect. Of being adults when in so many other places we might have been put aside with a smug attitude that we were only kids. I periodically speculate that the very best set designer in the world is a 10-year-old girl who lives in a small, impoverished town someplace in rural Africa. There's no theater in this place, or at least not in the Western sense. There's no money to build scenery, and most importantly, there's no one who can teach her the craft. Still, given the opportunity and the right influence, this person could design circles around everybody currently working in this particular field. She had the potential to be incredible, but will she ever have a chance? How many talents like this simply go undiscovered in the world? How many singers aren't heard because there is no one to say, hey, you're pretty good? Or people who will never be on stage because there isn't someone sensing that there is an actor inside them. One can argue all they want for the notion of something inherent in an individual, a gift or a knack, or whatever you want to call it. But what good is it if one doesn't know one has it or is never introduced to it in the first place? Who is it there to see it before one sees it themselves? Who is there to coax it out and quietly instill confidence? Mr. Solar was that person to so many people. The decisions many of us made, but who and what we are today is the direct result of his intervention. This alone is profound, but what's beyond remarkable is that Mr. Solar is somehow able to be a mentor to so many individually, and what ultimately became their own chosen fields: actors, designers, stage managers, technicians, choreographers, musicians, dancers, artistic directors. How could one person speak so many languages and light so many fires? So all I'm able to do here is speak selfishly about the sliver of Mr. Solar I knew, and I apologize for this. The decades of Robert or Bob that others knew, the part of him who was dad, grandpa, husband, breakfast buddy, confidant, world traveler, companion, and friend are so important. The best I can say is that he directed us all both on and off the stage. On Broadway, there's a long-standing tradition of simultaneously giving all of the theater marquees in honor of the passing of a prominent theater professional, and it's perhaps the ultimate recognition of a person who's achieved a place in theater history. It's a visible acknowledgement of the impact, contribution, and legacy of the person being recognized. Exactly at curtain time, usually 8 o'clock p.m., the lights of all the theaters are shut off for a full minute. No announcement is made. The lights then go up, and the show, as usual, goes on. It's brief and precise. While this is ostensibly one of the more touching and elegant of New York theater traditions, to me, it feels like it should be reversed. Mr. Solar, for you, these lights wouldn't be doused. They would be turned up to the point of exploding. Every bulb would glow with a fierce brightness. And, and pure energy. Every one of them, thousands of them, a representation of every life you touched and made better. You led the way for so many of us, and this to me is more fitting. We are your legacy, and in turn we will pass on that light. Godspeed, Mr. Solar. Safe travels.